Hello everyone, and welcome to Future Sketch, the energy update for December 2022. My name is Chris Bro. I'm an energy healer and intuitive, and every month I do a reading for the energies that are coming up in the month ahead, and just giving a little bit of wisdom and insight to how to navigate those. So let's dive right in. We'll also have a special announcement at the end of the video to talk about my new book, Awakening the 6 Keys to Transformational Healing. So the first piece of wisdom that was offered goes, Transcendence is not the path forward, but the path upward. The upliftment of perspective through new thought within repeated experience. The sacred spiral of ascension in perspective. Can you see in the dark, in the midst of shadow? Not with your eyes closed. Do not fear the darkness of shadow, for new perspective means new eyes. Eyes that light up the darkness to see with clarity the love that is hidden. And I think what this means for us in the coming month is that we may see a lot of resurfacing of old wounds, of old experiences that we may have felt we had moved past, but now there are new opportunities for us to see them from a higher perspective, and also an opening up of our perception and of our consciousness, to see and accept those areas that we're working on for healing, our shadows, to be able to see through the darkness of our shadows, to find where the gifts rest, and may be hidden. And so a big symbol that was within the transmission of this piece of wisdom were the eyes of a cat. And sort of the thought of how a cat can see through the dark, or has a better vision than humans, of course, to see in the dark. And so being able to see within or through the shadows, to in a sense not be afraid of them, as shadow can make us feel separated from the light of who we are, and then seeing into the shadow, and being able to find those hidden treasures that wait for us. And the second piece of wisdom that came through goes, forgive that which came before, as the tree forgives the soil in its quest to reach for the light of the sun. It is the soil that nurtures the tree through what has been let go, broken limbs, shed leaves, death of the self. But death is a doorway to new life. Our endings are the start of our new beginnings. But we must ensure that we close each door as we pass through, lest anything unwanted pass through too. And I think this is a reminder that as we're going through these challenges and cycling back to the things that we are healing, and as we let go of those things and we allow those parts of ourselves to die, we allow those parts that we no longer need, that we're moving past and that we're changing and transmuting, we allow ourselves to let go of them. At the same time, we don't want to hold resentment towards that part of ourselves. We want to be grateful and accepting of our shadows, for that's what made us who we are. And it was only through the path of that healing that we've come to the place where we are. And so we have to be gentle with ourselves in recognizing the places that brought us to where we are now, and those challenges as well. So, just forgiving ourselves making the mistakes that we made in the past, because it was only through those mistakes that we could learn and grow to where we are now. But also a reminder too that we have to be mindful in our letting go, and making sure that when we do find that we make those mistakes, or we do find that we're letting things go, letting parts of ourselves go, and working to change and better ourselves, making sure that we're meticulous about that we are that we're mindful, and ensuring that what we are creating and what even we're replacing, what we put in the place of those things that we let go, that energy is not the same energy, that it's an energy that is better. And so because as we go through those doorways of transition, from one stage to the next, we don't want to take the old with us and then again repeat those same patterns that maybe caused us to struggle in the past. And the last piece of wisdom that was offered goes, see experience as a dance. Not everything is grounded at the same time. Sometimes the dancer balances on one foot or leaps high into the air. Find your center and loosen your grip on the posture of experience to allow grace to enter and guide the movement. Listen to the beat of the music. Do not rush to meet the next step or remain still for too long. Although the dance may be planned, the steps known, we must listen for when to make the next move. And I think what this is saying for us is that we are going to see opportunities where we may feel overwhelmed with what's going on. But in that experience, it's an invitation for us to just kind of let go and let Spirit assist us in moving through those experiences. And the word experience in this piece of wisdom is referring to life and how we move through life. Every experience, every piece of life, not holding on too tightly to what we're experiencing, so that we restrict the flow, and not being so rigid like the dancer. If the dancer holds their posture too tight, then it becomes robotic, and grace is not how you would describe the movement. But when that posture is loosened, when it's controlled softly and in a way yielding to the music, to that flow, then grace comes into the movement and guides it, and it flows. So looking for those opportunities where we may be holding on too tight to where life is taking us and where experience is taking us, and making sure that we listen to that flow, listen to the music and the beat of life, so that we know when to make our next move, or when to stop, when to pause, when to wait, so that we're not moving out of sync with the flow of the universe that's dancing with us. So now some strategies for navigating December. The first one that was offered was feel it to heal it. And this is just about allowing yourself the opportunity to feel those emotions, to feel your emotions, and let yourself be with anything that's uncomfortable, even if it's just for a moment. When we allow ourselves to experience our emotions, we can get to know them, and we can find out where they're coming from, and then we can understand it and work through it, as opposed to feeling that discomfort and then pushing it away. trying to replace it with something that's more positive, which only allows that negative emotion to grow and get larger. But only when we hold that negative emotion, when we hold that discomfort, and we listen to it, can we understand it and discover its purpose, and in that the path to healing. And the second strategy for December that was offered says, even the fool has purpose. Although the fool is fearless of the obstacles that lie ahead, they are not mindless in the purpose of the journey. Do not forget your purpose to heal. And this is referring to the fool in the tarot, which, if you're familiar with the image of the fool, it's a man who's walking forward, and he's got this determined look on his face, and he knows where he's going, but he's unaware of the cliff that he's about to walk off of. So it's kind of a silly image, but here what they're referring to is that sense of purpose that the fool has, that determination and the mindfulness that we should have in our own journey. We shouldn't fear our obstacles. We shouldn't fear the things that we're letting go of, and the challenges and the shadows that we're working through. We shouldn't fear them, but in our quest for healing, or in our quest for moving forward and past those challenges, we shouldn't forget that the purpose in all of this is to love those parts of ourselves, to understand where they're coming from, and to heal them, not just to move away or to move forward. Our purpose is to move in the direction that is going to lead to healing. And the last piece of wisdom that was offered is simply, you have everything you need. The only thing you need is love, and you have it all inside of you. You only need to remember this. Stop searching for the guru when the guru is in you. Life's questions can only be answered by looking within with the unconditional love you deserve. Unfold is wonderful because you are wonderful. Be in the light because you are the light. Be loved because you are loved. And it's just a simple reminder that there's nothing outside of us, outside of ourselves, that we need to work through the challenges that we're experiencing. And even when we're feeling, if we're feeling overwhelmed, all we need to do is ask the universe, and it waits for us to ask, to participate with it, to join it in the experience of co-creation. And so just that simple reminder that everything we're looking for, all of the answers to all of the struggles and discomfort that we're experiencing, all of that is inside of us. So thank you all for joining me. Special announcement, my book, Awakening, The 6 Keys to Transformational Healing, is available on Amazon. I'll include a link to it down in the description. So thank you so much for joining me. And as always, thank you for allowing me to be a part of your journey.